Well, hello, and welcome back to Adulting with Donnie. Jesus Christ, I can't believe it's been just a little over 2 weeks since the last time I recorded. I do apologize for that. I know that I keep saying I want to and need to get better about this whole schedule thing, about how frequent, not only just how frequently I record, but just consistency. I need to get better about, it being on, whether it be Monday nights or Wednesday nights or Friday nights or whatever. I know I need to get better about that. But I do apologize. I'm sorry for those of you listening on the audio. You're going to have to bear with me for a moment while I jump into my Facebook and get this shared over to my regular fucking Facebook. How is everyone? I hope you guys are well. I've had a hell of a week. About a week and change. Excuse me. Let's see here. First of all, cornhole fucking sucks. Okay. I like cornhole a lot, so it's awfully weird for me to say that statement, that cornhole sucks, but it does. I'm irritated with cornhole right now. I've always liked the game of cornhole, but the problem is, here's what happened. Okay, I have played in the last 2 years. Well, maybe the last year, about the last year. About a year ago, me and Ro, we go to my mate, Ro, if you don't fucking know. I don't know how that's fucking possible in the first place. I mean, most of my listeners have heard me talk about my girlfriend almost every episode for 2 fucking years now. But anyways, about a year ago, I'd said I wanted to play cornhole with her, right? So she finds a tournament in this little town in New Hampshire called Hampton Falls. I think it was either Hampton Falls or Northampton. It was one of our fucking Hamptons, all right? And by the way, the Hamptons in New Hampshire, compared to the Hamptons in New York, suck, okay? By comparison, a lot of money going on in the Hamptons in New York. Still a lot of money going on in the Hamptons in New Hampshire, but not nearly as much. But anyways, that's all beside the point. So she finds a little tournament going on, and I said, I would like to go, I'd like to go do that. That sounds awesome. And it was a great date night idea. It was a Friday night. It was I think it was relatively cheap. It was like $20 a person. It was like $20 or $25 a person, and it was specifically so that the town of Hampton, or whatever it was, Hampton Falls, so that the town could raise money to build a new rec department or rec area, whatever they were doing. But it was really cool. It was I don't know how many people showed up. Maybe 50 people showed up, maybe even less than that. It was me and my beautiful girlfriend, and then a few, 3 of our actual friends came. And then, of course, as is always the case anywhere that we go, there were people that knew her well. So, it was just a really fucking fun time and whatever. It was great and whatever. And then last summer, we go to a party, an end of summer party. And, again, all people that we know, mostly softball people. It was almost 98% softball people. And the people hosting had cornhole boards set up. I think they had 4 or 6 boards set up, and they ran a little cornhole tournament. And actually, theirs was pretty cool because it was more of it wasn't hey, show up with your fucking partner and you two can play together. It was we are drawing numbers out of a hat, and who you land with is who you land with. So me and Ro didn't even end up on the same team in that one, which is fine because we've played cornhole a handful of times together. Almost every other time we've been on different teams. So no big deal, right? But it was still fucking fun, right? So great time. Last Friday night, let me back up just a little further. Probably 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, there's this softball tournament. It's I think it's called the Law Enforcement Officer Fallen Memorial Tournament, something like that. It's raising money for fallen law enforcement. Let me get the actual name, because now I feel bad for not knowing the actual name. But either way, it's a softball tournament every year. And I know the word fallen is in there. So if I search for the word fallen, I should be able to find it. Fallen. New Hampshire Fallen Officers Memorial Softball Tournament. Okay, got it. I knew that. So anyways, so this, the tournament itself gets announced probably 2 or 3 months ago, and everybody knows it's coming. Like this tournament happens every year. First weekend of August, no big deal. The tournament itself is a big deal, but everyone knows when it's going to happen. So like maybe 4 weeks or so before the tournament, the guy that heads up the tournament announces like, hey, we're going to do a cornhole tournament also on Friday night before like actual softball, because softball games start on Saturday. We're going to do, hey, what's up, my buddy Ed, checking in on the comments. What's up, buddy? Miss you. Can't wait to see your face next weekend. So he announces cornhole tournament. I'm psyched. I'm like, yes, this is going to be great. It's going to be, that's what I was saying. Softball games start on Saturday morning, but all the setup for the actual weekend starts on Friday. And it's really just a group of like volunteers that do all the setup. And that's really, really great of them that do all this setup. Me and Ro, we offered to go help. We didn't get there until a little bit later in the afternoon. I think we got there like 4:30 or so in the afternoon. So basically most of the setup was already done by the time we got there. But this cornhole tournament was scheduled for 6 o'clock. Now, the whole 3 or 4 weeks leading up to this moment, in my head, I'm thinking, this is going to be like every other cornhole tournament that we have gone to. This is going to be like fun. It's going to be all friends, like all of these people that we know who are not fucking professional fucking cornhole players. These are going to be like just your normal run-of-the-mill person who plays cornhole once in a while. Maybe 3, 4, 5 times of summer, during the entirety of the summer. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I go into this whole thing thinking, right? So this cornhole tournament, we show up at fucking, we walk up there at like 5:30 or so, and there's people showing up, and I don't recognize a fucking single person here. Most of the people, I don't recognize most of these people, but I'm still thinking like, whatever, no big deal. And I played with this kid Michael, super sweet guy, love him to death. He's really great. And he's good at cornhole. This was the worst part. He's good at cornhole. He's actually fucking good at it. Me, I am your fucking, there's a tournament, I'll show up to that. I do no practice. Me and my girlfriend practiced exactly one time in the backyard, and we played for maybe 10 minutes before she got a phone call asking if she could come play softball. And that wouldn't have even mattered because maybe 5 minutes after she got that phone call, it started fucking raining. So we wouldn't have gotten any fucking practice anyways. Like, everything was against us for getting any practice. And then even going into the goddamn tournament, the boards that were brought to this tournament were like this really smooth board. And the boards that she has are kind of more, they're a little more gritty, if I may. That would be like the best way to put it. They're a little more gritty. So, like, the practice may not have been good at all, but at the very bare minimum, I may have known how to throw a fucking bag 27 goddamn feet. All right, so that's all beside the point. So we're hanging out, and I'm just getting more and more frustrated, right? Because there's not people that I know. This is not going the way that I thought it would, and it's literally no one's fault. Absolutely no one's fault. But I'm still getting I'm getting frustrated, and then it's the fact that I am frustrated is making me more frustrated. So I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it certainly makes sense to me. But I'm just getting frustration on top of frustration, right? So me and my buddy Michael, we go play our first game, and we play against these two guys. I think they were Cambodian. I may be making that up. They looked like it, though. and they are both wearing matching American Cornhole League t-shirts. All right. They beat us. If you know anything about cornhole, then you're going to be like, holy shit. They beat us 25-0 in under 5 minutes. I mean, every fucking bag that they threw was, if it wasn't in the hole, it was on the board close to the hole. It was like watching American Cornhole on TV with these two. I threw my very first bag, and the guy next to me turns to me right away, and he goes, "You don't play this very often, do you?" I wanted to elbow him. And obviously we lose that game super quick. Now, the good part about this particular tournament was that it was a 4 seeding for the playoffs, and the playoffs were double elimination. So even if you lose every game, which, spoiler alert, we lost every fucking game. Even if you lose every game, and my girlfriend checking in on the comments, cornhole was rough. Even if you lose every game, you are still playing 6 games, which is good. And as my girlfriend reminded me many times throughout the night, it's for charity. And it was $30 a person, and there had to have been 100 people, right? There had to have been. If you were there that night, you have to know there had to have been at least 80 people. But, because there was 6, 12, I don't know, there was like 16 cornhole boards set up, and they were all being used, and, 2 people per board. No, wait, I'm sorry. There was like 16 games set up, which is 32 boards in total, and so that's times 2, that's 64 people. At a bare minimum, that's 64 people, and I do know that there were people there that weren't even playing, so I guess that doesn't technically count. But so at a bare minimum, there's 60 people, but I think that there was well over 60 people. I think there was probably 80 people playing, at least 80. If not more, at $30 a person, that's 8 times 3, that's $200. It's like $2,400 that they made that night towards charity, which is great. And it was put on by this. The reason that there were so many people that weren't softball people was that it was put on. There's an app called Scoreholio, which will show you like cornhole games going on basically every day of the week, and leagues you can join and all this bullshit, right? So the leaders of the softball tournament put this onto, found a way or whatever, were able to promote this on Scoreholio, and that's how it ends up, as big as it did, as big of a deal as it did. But man, I was just, like I said earlier, my friend Michael, he's really fucking good, and I was so goddamn frustrated that I wasn't doing good for him. He even tried to practice with me a bunch. We played back and forth for probably 10-15 minutes before games started, and then after we lost our 4 seeding games, he was like, "Do you want to practice some more?" And I said, "Yeah, let's go." And we went up and practiced for some more for probably close to half a fucking hour. And the whole time I was just so frustrated and getting angrier and angrier. So it didn't make for a good night. Obviously, clearly, I need more practice. And it was one of those things where I'm like, I just want to be good right now. And it seems like such a simple thing. That might be one of the worst parts about cornhole, is that it does seem like just a simple fucking thing. You take a beanbag, if you're not fucking familiar. Who the fuck isn't familiar with cornhole, especially in my age group? You take a fucking beanbag, and the other board is 27 feet down from you, and there's a hole that's probably like 6 inches wide, 6 inches in diameter or so, 8 inches in diameter, and your goal is to get the beanbag into the hole. At the very least, your goal is to get the beanbag on the board. So it seems really simple, but god damn it, it is frustrating as fuck. And then I got fucking people every goddamn game. I got someone next to me going like, "Oh, you should hold your bag like this. Oh, if you throw it this way with an arc. Oh, if you try to get it on the board this way." Like, look, now's not the fucking time. Would you leave me the fuck alone? And again, my lovely girlfriend saying healthy comparisons, yes. And we talked plenty this week about it. And I mean, I'm feeling much more, different. I don't know about better or worse, but I feel different than I did, a week ago, and certainly I'll go into future games with a better mindset and certainly a better expectation. That's for sure. She talked about healthy comparisons. At the very least, I should have healthy expectations because fuck, going into this game with, this expectation of like, oh, it's just going to be fellow softball players who barely ever play this game and we're all going to fight. I mean, I guess it's technically a good thing because we were there for 3 hours, maybe like 4.5 hours. I mean, if we were talking about people that don't play very often, we may have been there all goddamn night just waiting for games to end. So, but it was a good time. Nonetheless, looking back on it, it was a good time. I wish that my behavior had been better. That's what my takeaway from it is, that I wish that my behavior and my actions had been better. So, anyways, there's that. Let's talk about aliens. A few weeks ago, maybe a little more than that, maybe 2 or 3 months ago at this point, this summer has fucking flown by. I can't believe it's already mid-August. Today's the 14th, so tomorrow's the 15th. So yeah, it's mid-August. I can't believe how quickly we packed so much into this summer, starting in early May, which is it's still spring. But I mean, me and my girlfriend packed so much stuff into the summer that like, oh, this is what we're doing this week and this is what we're doing this weekend. And it's just so much stuff. Like, honestly, when she gets home at some point, or she's listening right now, she's probably listening right now. At some point, we have a conversation about like maybe next summer we just schedule maybe even just 3 days, not even a week. We just block out 3 days that are like there's no plan. Look at this. Leave the calendar open. Because even like our, like we went away for our 2-year anniversary. Like that's on the calendar. Like, oh, we're going to North Conway. We're going to, we're going to do this. So we're going to do X, Y, and Z. We're going to Storyland. We're doing all these things, which is great. And I had a great time. I really genuinely had a great summer. But the fact that it flew by so quickly because there's so many things packed into it. Like it would be great if next summer we can block out, 3 or 4 days that we're like, these are our 3 or 4 days that we are doing, there's no plan and we're not doing anything and we're going to, whether that's sit at home or go for a walk or fucking do whatever the fuck we do. Like, let's have no plan for 3 or 4 days. Let's have zero plans. So, I mean, the summer has just flown by. It's been a wild summer that has, if I wanted to plan anything, it just couldn't happen. I mean, there's been no time, which is fine. I mean, it's fine because of the fun that I've been able to have this summer, but also I just can't believe it's mid-August. But anyways, where I was going with all of that was that if you may remember, about 2 months ago now, I talked about me and my girlfriend going, we joined this little group of fellow motorcyclists who we dress up as superheroes. It's called Heroes in Hope. All of us, there's about 10 to 15 or so of us. We all dress up as superheroes and we ride motorcycles together. Unfortunately, because of how busy our summer has been, we've only been able to attend one of these meetups once, and that was back in June. We've only been able to attend one of these once. Me and my girlfriend go dressed as Wonder Woman and Aquaman. I'm certain, I would hope anyways, that most of you can guess who dresses which part. And then there's Captain America. There is a female version of Green Lantern. There is Wolverine. There is a black, what is that? Scarlet Witch. Iron Man. Who else is in there? God damn it. I don't know. There's a bunch of fucking people. That's the best way to put it. There's a bunch of fucking. Let's see here. Hold on. If you bear with me for one moment, I'll be able to find the picture of the thing that we did. Here we go. So let's see here. We got Cap, me as Aquaman, Wolverine, Hulk. The guy that does the Hulk, he does a good job. There's a Bat. I don't know if that's Batgirl or Catwoman. I'm not really sure. My girlfriend is Wonder Woman, and then a female version of Green Lantern, who I guess does a handful of other versions of female superhero type of thing, but I'm not really sure. But there's also other people within this group that I haven't met. Anyways, where I was going with all that. We joined this little group, and we did one ride with them, and then today they had a cookout for the whole group. We did not go in costume because it's a cookout at someone's house, at Wolverine's house, on a back road in the middle of nowhere. There's literally no reason to be dressed up in costume. It would have been very funny, though, had we shown up in costume and we were the only two. That would have been very funny. However, if you let me lean back a little. If you're watching on the video there, then you saw that I'm wearing a super sweet Aquaman t-shirt, which my girlfriend got for me. And she wore her Wonder Woman tank top for us to go to this cookout today, so that everyone just fucking knows who the fuck we are, okay? Look, I would never be so bold as to say I literally look like Jason Momoa. But I do think that if I'm going to get into character of virtually anyone in any of the comics, Jason Momoa as Aquaman is the one that I can pull off the most. I think that I get very close to that one, more than anyone else. But anyways, they had a little cookout today, and the guy that plays Captain America, his name is John. He checks in on the comments occasionally, but he pulls up and he's got some stuff to get out of his car. So we're walking to the car, and he brought up aliens because he, like I just said, he checks in on the comments sometimes, and I was talking about aliens once, and so he brings that up, and I was like, oh yeah, fucking aliens. I love talking about aliens. Okay, it's one of my favorite topics. It's one of my go-tos. I have thoughts and theories, and I think it's very interesting that in an age where everyone has a camera less than a foot away from them at virtually all times, and a video camera as well, like, how are we not capturing photos and images the way that they did in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s? But I was thinking earlier, the whole reason that I jumped up to like record an episode, well, maybe not the whole reason. There's part of the reason. Part of the reason was that I pulled up my little I pulled up my phone and looked at the last time I recorded an episode, and it said 17 days ago, and I was like, oh shit, I guess I should record. The problem is that I've been doing New England Natives also, which is another show that, like, consistency is key. It would be really great to like do that show on a consistent basis. We do it fairly frequently, me and Tom. We do it weekly or bi-weekly or whatever, but we can't seem to fucking settle on a day and a time that works for both of us. And even when they do work for both of us, something fucking comes up every goddamn time. And, problem is my alarm goes off, Monday through Saturday, my alarm is going off at 4:30 in the morning. So I would like to be in bed. Preferably, I would like to be in bed by 10:30 or 11. Sometimes that doesn't always happen, but, I'd like to be in bed by that time. So fuck, what was it? Oh yeah. So like for instance, last Monday, me and Tom were supposed to do New England Natives. We were supposed to do it at 9:00, but I didn't make it to the gym in the morning. So I wanted to go to the gym after work. So I don't get to the gym until almost 7:00 at night. And I texted him and said, hey, can we push this to 9:30? And then he said, like, oh, I can't make 9:30. How about 10? And I'm like, 10 is too fucking late. I can't do fucking 10. And so we just didn't do it on Monday night. And now we're doing it on Wednesday night. And then, sometimes we do it on Sunday night. Like, it's almost as bad with consistency as my show, except that New England Natives seems to happen a little more frequently. But anyways, the problem is mentally being like, okay, I've recorded 3 podcasts in the last 3 weeks, but only one of them has been for this show. So that was part of it. But then also I'm sitting on the couch and I'm running through my brain, what would I even talk about on this show tonight? And me and John's very, very brief conversation about aliens comes up. So I just started thinking about the ancient aliens, right? The whole ancient alien theory. I think it's absolutely crazy how easily modern day science can dismiss ancient aliens. Like, I really want to know, anyone that's listening, anyone that fucking tunes in or downloads or watches on live, like, I want to know, what are your thoughts about ancient aliens? Because I think it's wild how easily modern day science dismisses the whole theory of ancient aliens, right? Like, all right, so I got some screen sharing to do here. So if you were to look on the live video, then you will see, here we go, Göbekli Tepe. This might not be so much of an ancient alien thing. This is more of a, yeah, I'm mixing up my ancient aliens versus, people who existed before modern day beliefs, right? So modern day science believes that, like, we were all hunter gatherers up until like 6,000 years ago. And Göbekli Tepe, which, I'm scrolling through the pictures right now. Göbekli Tepe kind of goes against that and says, there were clearly people with actual, like, cities and, running water, maybe not running water, but with some sort of civilization going on before that time frame that they say. But if you look at, like, the Nazca Lines, the Nazca Lines is a great one. Let me pull that up. Share screen, Edge tab, Nazca Lines. There we go. These ones to me are like, that has to be, right? It has to be some sort of alien thing, right? If you look at the Nazca Lines, like, they get this monkey carved in, and I mean, these pictures are taken from thousands upon thousands of feet above ground. You've got, I mean, the monkey is the most prevalent one. That's the one that's, like, very clear, like, what it is and how it's drawn. But, like, here's a spider, drawn into the ground, and these are taken from, like, 5,000-10,000 feet in the air. This isn't drawing crop circles. The go-to for everyone is always the pyramids. Like, how did they fucking build that? Thousands upon thousands of years ago. How did they build the pyramids? How did they build, Stonehenge? The Nazca Lines. How did they make this stuff? And some of it, I can see them being like, yeah, they fucking did it with manpower or whatever. I don't know. I don't buy some of that shit. Let me see if is there really good. Unfortunately, StreamYard is not working for me. Ancient alien theories in images. StreamYard isn't working for me on Google fucking Earth. Or on Google, rather, not on Google Earth. So I got to be using Bing. I got to use Microsoft Bing, which is awful. The Crystal Skull. That's a great example of, like, ancient alien shit. Let's see here. Let me get back to that whole share screen thing. Stop screen, share screen, Microsoft Edge. I fucking hate using Microsoft. What is it? It's not called Explorer anymore. Now it's called Edge. Crystal Skull. Here we go. There you go. Crystal Skull. One of the first ones found was by a little girl, and they, this is in, like, I don't remember, when was the first one found? Trade in, blah, 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 research, individual, British Museum skull, found in 1887. Okay, these fucking skulls, they have been said, the good ones anyways, these good ones have been said to, like, they couldn't remake these today. They couldn't remake them with today's technology. Like, they've been brought to Hewlett-Packard, they've been brought to Harvard, they've been brought to all these places with all this great technology, and they can't remake them. They are so perfectly done. So how are they, 10, 15,000 years old? It doesn't make any sense. everyone took a huge shit on the fourth Indiana Jones movie about it's alien fucking roots or whatever. Everyone fucking hated that movie. I actually really enjoyed it because of the ancient alien aspect of it. I fucking loved it. But anyways, I would like to know what your thoughts are on ancient aliens. I think that it's absolutely crazy to think that. Firstly, I think it's crazy to think we've never been visited. All right, I was watching Star Trek 2 the other night, the Chris Pine one, the only good Star Trek movies. Which I don't think that I have any Trek nerds on my listenership, but if I do, they're going to be really angry with me for that saying. But honestly, the Chris Pine Star Trek movies are the only reason to watch Star Trek at all. But anyways, the second one, it's like Into Darkness or something like that. I was watching that the other night, and it starts off with them on, Chris Pine and Spock and all these other guys on an alien planet. Hello. Hi, mate.
Yeah, I'm your mate. It's all this girlfriend talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you want anything? Are you good?
I think I'm good right now.
What's going on in here? Oh, hi, people. Am I looking at the camera?
My beautiful girlfriend. Yeah, you're looking.
I'm going to play softball tonight. How'd
you hit?
The first one was really good.
Good.
And the rest were not.
No? How many times you got up?
Like 4.
4 times? That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, I got on base like twice, but...
Not bad.
My first hit was like, boom! Taking boom down.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then didn't do that good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, hey, what are you talking about? Cornhole?
Talking about ancient aliens.
Let me go. Let go, mate.
No, not letting go ever.
Let go. Ancient aliens.
Yeah, tell me, what do you think about ancient aliens? Do you think they were real?
Ancient aliens.
Do you think that we were visited and they built the pyramids for us? Come on.
No, slaves did that.
Yeah. What about Stonehenge?
No.
No?
No.
What about the Nazca Lines? Do you ever see the Nazca Lines? Oh, look at these things. Look at this. This is 10,000 feet. That's from 10,000 feet.
People make those.
All right, look at this. This is 10,000 feet.
Yeah, that's it. They make corn mazes too.
I know that, but I mean,
what are they trying to draw?
They were drawing shit to let.
That looks like hieroglyphic. That looks like preschool writing.
I know, but this is taken from 10,000
That looks
feet.
like a cartoon.
That's a monkey. And the picture is taken from 10,000 feet in the air. Someone had like this little stretch of line right here that's like 3 or 4 miles long.
Etch-a-sketch. That's terrible.
Yeah,
they're not good at it.
Well, they're aliens. They're not supposed to be good at it.
Really good at it.
They just draw it into the ground and
they have
like
spaceships, but they can't draw.
Yeah, well, they can draw
his
clearly.
Ears aren't even the same size.
You try drawing something like that from a spaceship.
Is that what they're? Why would they do that from a spaceship?
I don't know. Maybe they were letting their other alien friends know, like, hey, there's this is the indigenous creature on this planet.
Is that where the monkeys are in the sand? I don't think so. Why don't they draw scorpions?
I don't know. Maybe they were just like, look, this is what we found here so far.
It's a stretch.
There's like one that's that looks like a spaceman.
I think it's weird that back in like the 60s they had more pictures than we have nowadays.
Just brought that up. I just brought that up, that it was weird that everyone has a camera in their pocket today, and we don't really get any good pictures or video.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Don't you have some aliens on TikTok?
Look,
that's bad.
I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be.
That's bad. That's a drunk alien.
That's clearly a spider. Look at that. That's a bear.
With something in its butt.
I don't know.
That's a bear. Is that?
It's a bear giving a baby, maybe? I don't know.
I don't. It only has
or it's a woman, like,
3 limbs.
Bent over.
It only has like 3 limbs on that. That's
terrible. I don't know what that's supposed to be. That's a circle. I don't know what those are.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a spaceman. Look at that. That's a spaceman. That's a little alien spaceman. That's a little alien spaceman going like, "Hey, I was here."
Aliens.
Yeah.
Draw things.
Yeah. Look, he's waving. See?
Alien daycare.
He's waving. He's like, "Hi."
I don't know that.
Yeah, he's waving.
Looks like he's blowing.
He's saying, "I come in peace."
Why is he telling that to the other?
He's doing
aliens
this.
When it's.
I come in peace, power.
Put your hand down right now. Stop it. Oh my god! I saw the empty bourbon glass downstairs. What happened while I was gone? And the trash wasn't taken out.
I stopped by the liquor store, got a couple nips.
Yeah, what happened? The trash is not taken out.
Because it's not full yet.
I know.
I'll take it out before I go to bed.
Put those
Yeah, I'll go.
Boxes in there.
I'll throw these things out, and then I'll go take it down.
One job.
You had one job.
One job. Sir.
I had 2 jobs.
I made macaroni egg salad.
I know, and your macaroni egg salad at that cookout.
I'm torn for Ed and Jen want, I don't know, feta salad or...
I can't remember. What is it that everyone likes that you make? Is it the mac and cheese or is it the macaroni salad?
Both.
Because the macaroni salad was fucking
Mac
killer.
and cheese is money, though.
Yeah.
That's my secret. Secret.
It was really good. I filled up on that big time today.
Yeah, I can't believe you're so upset about cornhole. Ridiculous.
I'm not upset. I was
people
just
are
talking
nerds.
about it. I just wanted
You're
to.
so frustrated.
Yeah, I'm not frustrated
Yeah,
anymore.
you don't even practice.
No, I don't.
How you gonna go in there and win it?
Because I'm supposed to be just good off the bat.
Oh.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Find your own words. Stop stealing my stuff. Steal my whole identity. Single white male. Like that movie. You all stole my identity.
Yeah. Yeah. What was that?
Yeah.
Single white female.
Stop it. Start dressing like me. Squeezing into my uniform. What's going on here? You look familiar. Just have that beard. You have fun at the party.
Mm-hmm.
This room looks good, doesn't it?
It does.
In the background.
It does. I like the flag in the background and tombstone.
It's Wild West.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to show you my book.
Yeah.
Here's the book.
Was it My Friend Doc Holliday?
Yeah, by Wyatt Earp. It's real.
Not bad. And your picture of Doc Holliday too.
Yeah, it's badass. All right,
It is really badass.
The newest edition.
I really like the picture. Yeah, the picture came out really well.
Some people can't see it, but
Yeah.
these people can. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's real.
Yeah. Yeah, this Western theme room she worked on she worked on collecting a lot of things for a long time and then finally put it together very recently.
It's my spittoon.
Spittoon, yeah. Where did we find that? Oh, we found that at some antique shop in North Conway when we went on our anniversary.
Yeah, I'm bringing stuff.
She's got to show everything off.
It's like when Graphite gives me his toys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got promoted.
Yeah. Deputy, what was that?
Decor.
U.S. Marshal?
Yeah, that's Tombstone.
Yeah. And a lock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tombstone for the jail. Okay, I gotta go.
Okay, do it. I'm almost done.
That's alright. You take your time.
Okay, I will.
You're the one who has to get up and go to the gym. Oh, we got these. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You show them. I won't say anything.
Go
Yeah.
wagon wheels.
Yeah, wagon wheels. What are you going to do with those? You going to hang them on the wall?
Yeah, I saw these. There's like these Native Americans, and they have these circles, and they do these little circles, and they do all these they look like hula hoops. And they do different animals, and one's like this is the alligator one, and then they do another one like this, and it's like the snake and stuff. But they have all these hoops like. Boom, 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 boom,
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so I'm gonna practice that.
Okay. All right, that sounds cool.
All right. I'm not supposed to have this much energy. I love you. Do you
I
need
love you
anything?
more. No, I'll be done soon.
I love you.
I love you more.
No, what?
Welcome home.
Lies. Okay, thanks.
I'll come take the trash down in a minute.
No slippers down there, nothing.
I know, I'm sorry.
Oh, you gotta see my laundry basket. Anybody?
Everyone needs to see the laundry basket.
It looks like a white birch.
It does look like white birch.
Yeah, I'm proud of it.
Uh-huh.
I gotta keep finding
As
stuff.
well you should be.
Yeah, we got more stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Do you want this door? Oh, it's still hot. You can open up the window.
Oh, no.
Alright, I love you.
I love you more. I'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, she does not believe in aliens.
That's right. You too. I do too. I just don't believe that they make those cartoons. I think they should be drawing better. Did you show everybody Graphite's new scratching post?
No, I did
Come on,
not.
guys. He's been holding out on you. Isn't it great?
Graphite's got a
It's
palm
a
tree.
palm tree.
We got a palm tree in the living room
Guys,
now.
shh,
Yeah, it's great.
Come on, don't jiggle, jiggle. Yeah, pause. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. For sure. You make me want you. You know, right in my fear. Really. You gotta show the people. That's what they want to see.
Right. I know. I'm holding out on these people.
Yeah, and I do believe in aliens. I don't believe in these ancient ones that didn't know how to draw.
Well, they knew how to build some shit.
Yeah, but if you got a really nice space alien, then why are you drawing like finger painting in the sand? Like, you don't have time to do that. That's ridiculous.
Because they bring their kids with them, and then they're like, "What are you doing? Come on, we said not to make a mark in the ground. Come on, we gotta go."
I don't think they use dirt. They have like really high tech etch a sketches.
They might have a laser on the ship or something like that, right?
I don't know what they have, but they're not drawing caca in the sand.
Someone is, and it wasn't the people of Nazca doing it.
You don't know that. Where's your evidence that it wasn't them?
Well, where's your evidence that it was?
Well, they only did the same type of drawings in the friggin' stone. Come on, tell Daddy. Come on, tell everybody.
Hey, buddy.
Excuse me.
So,
Oh, everybody's awake now. Come here.
as I said,
Come here, show Daddy.
she doesn't believe in aliens.
Show Daddy your scratch pose.
She has told me before that she does believe in aliens, or at least that we're not alone. Good boy.
You can't see me.
Yeah, he's still figuring this thing out.
He loves it.
Yeah, he does. He does. She buys him all the best stuff.
Yeah, because I love him.
Yeah.
Come on.
And he loves you very much.
Come on. Come here. Come on.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know what to think. Honestly, there's a part of me that
I just think they're better drawers.
I don't know what to think. I think that there's a part of me, and I don't know the percentages on this, but there is a part of me that's like, yeah, clearly fucking humans did that. But then there's also a part of me that's like, no, there's no fucking way that humans did that. There's like a Florida Stonehenge. Let me see if I can find that. Florida Stonehenge. There we go. So if you're watching here, there's a fucking Microsoft. I hate Microsoft so much. If this was Google, it would be so much better. But there's a Florida Stonehenge where basically some guy was like, I know how they did it. And then he went behind a wall and he made his own version of Stonehenge in Florida. And now, of course, I can't find any of the pictures of that. So whatever. All right. So, oh, there we go. John Robert, check out Dyatlov Pass. Of course I've checked out Dyatlov Pass. Hikers were in the Russian mountains, and they were wiped out by an unknown compelling force. Words by Russian military. Some of the victims were radioactive, found in trees, etc. Wild. Agreed with your wild part. I have listened to and read so much stuff about Dyatlov Pass. My initial reaction to it is that they were probably caught in an avalanche that then melted away or something like that. That's the thought that I want to go to immediately of what happened there. But also there is some really weird stuff. For instance, the fact that they found the camera, and the camera has a picture of kind of an orange light in the sky. That's one of the things that I'm like, oh, that's kind of fucking weird. The fact that one person, didn't they bite off their tongue or a finger or something like that? There were all these crazy markings on some of them, like markings, like scratches, stuff that you couldn't actually do to yourself, or at least that you wouldn't usually do to yourself. Excuse me while I take a sip of my non-alcoholic beer. Yeah, I mean, the Dyatlov Pass one is absolutely wild. And it sucks. Like, sometimes I'm thinking to myself, like, what are the things that, like, if you told me, hey, and I want to know your thoughts on this too. Comments, fucking emails if you want, wherever you need to fucking weigh in on your opinion. I want to know your thoughts on this too. If you could look back, if you were told, if some fucking, I don't know, I'm not very religious, but if you are, if God or some entity or whatever said, hey, look, I'm going to give you the next hour. I'm going to give you an hour, a whole hour to peek behind the veil, to look backwards and say, like, I want to look at, for instance, I want to look at Egypt in, I want to look at Egypt when the pyramids were being built, right? Let's say that you don't even need to be specific about a year. Just say, I want to look at Egypt when they were being built. Like, what is the thing that you would want to look at? Because I would want, if you gave me a multitude of options, I'd want to look at Egypt. I'd want to, be able to peek behind the veil and look and see, like, how did they do that? And if it was, in fact, slavery or whatever, then I want to see, like, oh, yeah, look at that. This is how they did it. This is how they lifted fucking these 1,000-pound rocks, these 2, 3, 4,000-pound rocks. This is how they did it. This is how they quarried everything. They did it all with manpower, and they did it all with chicken bone and whatever. I mean, they have, unfortunately she's gone now, but they have blocks used at the pyramid that our modern day cranes would not be able to lift. Okay. I just can't wrap my head around that you can say, oh yeah, they were able to lift these monolith, boulders that weighed, 100,000 pounds. They were able to lift that with just manpower and chicken bone and whatever else they used. Because that's the argument, is that they used chicken bones and something else that I can't remember now. But that's their argument, is how they did it. And I just have a really hard time buying into that. John said, yes, tongue missing. It also suggests they stumble upon Russian weapon testing, and the military punished them. Anything's possible. Absolutely. This is another one of those examples, Dyatlov Pass, of wanting to look back and just peek in and be like, what the fuck happened there? I'd want to look at Maura Murray. Everyone knows my obsession with what the fuck happened to Maura Murray. A huge part of me thinks that she is out in the woods and never to be found again. But, all that beside the point, I would like to know what the fuck happened to Maura Murray. Brianna Maitland, if you don't know, is a 17, 18-year-old girl that went missing in Vermont in 2004. I think it was 2000. I'm fairly certain it was 2004. Went missing in 2004. And, her car is, they found her car a day or two later, and there's just no evidence suggesting what the fuck happened to her. These two girls are just gone. And I listen to all sorts of vanished and missing person podcasts, and there are just so many people that are they just disappeared. They're just gone. These people are just gone. A lot of them can obviously be explained. Like, there's far too many of them, and they're like, obviously the boyfriend or husband killed that person. It's very clear to me. I don't know why they're not being prosecuted. But there are a few of them, like Maura Murray and Brianna Maitland and many others, that are just like, yeah, they didn't have a boyfriend. They didn't have a fucking husband. They didn't have a person that would have wanted them dead, or at least if there was a person who maybe wanted them dead, were nowhere near them that night. So, I want to peek in on, Exeter in 1963 or 4, when there were all sorts of alien spaceship sightings. Like me and my mate were just talking about. Why is it that there have been all of these sightings in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s? There were all these sightings, but now here we are, modern day. Everyone's got a cell phone. Everyone's got a camera on their cell phone. Everyone's got a video camera on their cell phone. Everyone is within arm's reach of a camera, and nobody gets really good images anymore. No one gets any, actual hard evidence anymore. It's very, very strange. But I have talked about, like, one of my major things, one of the biggest reasons that I believe there was an alien spaceship that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, is if you look at, this is one of my favorites, okay? If you look at the thousands, there's no denying, whether you're a hardcore Christian who thinks that we've only been alive and well for 6,000 years and God created us 6,000 years ago, or you are a person like me who believes that, we evolved from fucking monkeys and apes or whatever, and kind of just life just happens and we evolve as we go. I don't know how this all started, so don't even get me started there. I have no idea how the fucking universe was born, but I don't even have a good theory on it. I don't even have a not good theory on it. I have zero idea how this all started, but here we are, so fuck it. But it doesn't really matter. Where the fuck was I going? Anyways, yeah. So it doesn't really matter. 6,000 years, 200,000 years, however long humans have been alive. Look at what we progressed. Look at like how we progressed through century after century, right? It's very, very slow progression, right? Incredibly slow. All the way up until 1950. Okay, give or take 1950, right up until about the 50s. Very, very slow progression up to there. Now, this Roswell spaceship crashes in the 1940s. I believe it was a spaceship. You believe whatever the fuck you want to. I don't care. But this thing crashes in the 40s, and I believe that that spaceship that I believe was there was taken to a U.S. military installation. Everything was reverse engineered on it to be like, how the fuck does this work? Okay, that's how this works. Okay, how does this work? How does this work? How does this work? And so on. And it slowly trickles out into civilian hands, whether that be like, oh, we don't, we made this part out of it, we don't really need it anymore. Fucking send that out for consumer consumption, whatever. And how quickly we have progressed since the 50s. In the last 70 years, we've had more technological leaps than we did in the thousands of years before 1950. Thousands upon thousands of years before the 50s. Just think of how far we've come just in the last 70 years. Nobody else finds that very fucking strange? Yeah, I would say almost certainly there was an alien spaceship of some sort that crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. Or at the very least, an alien spaceship was recovered somewhere along the way in like the 40s or early 50s. So that's my whole thought on that. And that's most of my thoughts for the night. The whole reason that I started this whole thing was to talk about aliens, and I ended up talking about cornhole and shooting the shit with my girlfriend for a second, and my mate, and now let's see here. Hold on, John Robert, abduction stories. One thing that somewhat debunks them. Throw that up there. One thing that somewhat debunks them. A lot of abduction stories mirror humanity's tech at the time. Example: windows on the ships, landing gear, etc. We have drones, subs, and tanks with cameras where no windows are required. Would aliens really need windows? Some stories may just be fiction, unable to evolve past the human's imagination. Space is so vast, other species may have travel challenges as we do. It's funny you say that, sort of. I don't know if it's funny you say that, but it is interesting. Because if you think about when I'm talking about ancient aliens, like you think about some of the very, very older stories in the 1800s or even significantly older than that, thousands of years ago, you use when you describe something that you don't know what it is. You have no idea what it is. Like I'm holding this tumbler right here, this beer tumbler. If you had no idea what it was, but you knew what a rock looked like, you knew what a circular rock looked like that had smooth edges, you might describe this as it's a smooth rock with, it's a smooth rock that's about 8 inches tall or whatever. You use what you know at the time. So if you were to look up in the sky in the 1000 BC or 2000 BC or whatever, if you were to look up in the sky and you see a fucking spaceship, you might be like, that is a fucking bird. But it's an enormous bird. I mean, this bird is flying through the sky and its wings don't actually move. Or if you're, in the 50s or 60s, you look and you're like, why is there a fucking 2,000 foot dinner plate flying over my house? That's a 2,000 foot dinner plate. I don't get it. You describe with what you know. Yeah. Or they use magic being unknown science. That's another comment from John. So anyways, all that being said, I'm punching out. I gotta go fucking, hang out with my girl and then go to bed because I gotta fucking wake up early. Thank you everyone that checked in on the comments, and Friday is my birthday, so say happy birthday to me. I'm kidding. I don't give a fuck if you say it or not. However, if you do, I appreciate you. I'm very excited. I'm actually looking forward to this birthday. I have the whole weekend off. I'm going to take Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So, I haven't recorded since, but me and my girlfriend's birthday, my mate's birthday was was earlier this month, was a couple weeks ago. So we went to a fucking castle. Holy shit. We went to a castle. She wanted to go to this castle. I said, okay, let's do it. So that's what we did. We went to a castle. This castle was built in the early 1900s. Like, it was built between the years of, like, I think if I remember right, it was built, like, between 1904 and 1915. But what's funny, I don't know if it's funny, but it is interesting to me. This castle, it's an actual castle in Gloucester, Massachusetts. And it's, fuck, what was I going to say? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. It's a castle. It's huge. It's exactly what you expect a castle to look like. It's got a drawbridge and everything. And it was built by this guy who was really, really rich. He was really loaded. What's interesting to me is that he built it for $500,000 in the early 1900s, which if you were to convert $500,000 to current day, hello. Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, here it is right here. Hammond Castle. And then this is the little pamphlet that we got from there, a self-guided tour. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find any cool, interesting facts here. Lobby. Excuse me. Oh, wow. Oh, there was a scavenger hunt? Fuck. We should have done that. I didn't see that there. Oh, now we're going to have to go back. But this castle was built in let's see here, Hammond's, blah, blah, blah. John Hammond was born in 1888. Let's see here. Coast, Connecticut, 1921, 1925, 1929, 1930, 1899, 1910. He would graduate a bachelor's degree in 1910. Anyways, Hammond Castle. It was really cool. Anyways, what I was saying was he built this place for $500,000, which in today's money translates to like to like $8 million, right? I don't believe for 1 second that you could replicate this castle for $8 million today. I've seen $8 million houses, and they don't even come close to what this place looked like. This guy, and he imported a bunch of stuff. I think there was an organ. And there was like 8,000 feet of pipe for this organ. And it hasn't been played in like 10 or 12 years. But he imported a bunch of stuff to put in the castle. He had always said from day one he wanted the castle to be a museum. He always wanted it to be a museum open to the public. The place was absolutely gorgeous. But that's what we did for her birthday. That was what she wanted to do, so that's what we did. And then for my birthday this week, we're gonna go do some stuff on Friday that I'll talk to you about some point whenever I record again. And then softball all weekend, softball tournament this coming weekend. So that's one of those things where it's like, the fucking summer is winding down, and I don't know. It's bittersweet because it has been such a fun summer. There have been so many great moments that have come this summer, but also like it will be nice to go into September and be like, okay, finally we can fucking chill out. We can finally fucking, maybe have our Sundays back, and, at the very least have some of our nights back to chill out at home, or even not even just that. Like my girlfriend, my mate, she's so far behind on work because softball, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, Sunday. I mean, it's softball all week, so she's got some catching up to do on work, and hopefully by the time October comes around, maybe we'll finally have some fucking chill time to, come home after work and just hang out and do nothing, which would be nice. She can have her Coors Light, I can have my non-alcoholic Coors, and it'll be good. So with that, check out my sponsors, 4HM Clothing. My buddy Justin, he wants to get on the show to talk about his new branding or rebranding of 4HM Clothing. 4HMclothing.com. Use offer code adulting. Get 10% off any order over $50. I'll get him on the show eventually. I told him the other night, like, I mean, we can do like the in-person type of thing where we talk, but it is easier if he has a computer with a camera and a microphone. It's because we can do the StreamYard thing the way that me and Tom do. So, there's that. StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use offer code adulting. Get like 10 or 20% off your order, off your entire order. Manscaped.com. Use offer code adulting. Get 20% off your entire order. Excuse me. And of course, my premier sponsor, AdamEve.com. Use offer code adulting. Get 50% off any one item, plus free shipping, plus gift for him, gift for her, gift for you both, 6 free DVDs. I'm still not sure how that math works out because because it says 10 items, okay? You get 6 free DVDs, all right? So we're up to 6. Gift for him is 7. Gift for her is 8. Gift for you both is 9. And I guess maybe they're including free shipping, or they're including the 50. It says 50% plus 10 free gifts, so they must be including the free shipping as a free gift, which doesn't equate to a gift for me. I'm sorry, Adam Eve. If you don't want to fucking pay me this month over that, then well, whatever. I don't care. You haven't paid me in a long time. But I don't know. That math doesn't check out on me. For me, that's 9 gifts. But either way, if you go to AdamEve.com, use our offer code adulting, and the 50% off any one item is really worth all of it. All right, especially because if you get the 50% off one item plus the gift for him, gift for her, and the gift for you both, then you really are making out on the deal pretty goddamn well. And make sure you check. When you go to checkout, make sure that you're checking. That you actually got the 50% off your one item. All right, AdamEve.com. All right, that's going to do it for me. Bye.